You are completely addicted to your own misery. You think the world is out to destroy you, but the truth is much darker. Your own mind is manufacturing every ounce of your daily suffering. Let me prove it. We walk through life like men in a burning house, screaming at the flames to stop being hot. It is a quiet tragedy. We bleed over words, over weather, over time. But Epictetus, a soul forged in chains, saw through the smoke. The fire doesn't hurt your mind. Your demand for water does. We believe the illusion of the straight line, that the harsh wind causes our shivering. No, the secret mechanism, the ghost in the machine, is our own resistance. Your mind is an unreliable narrator, painting the world in shades of threat and panic. You're terrified of the shadows on the wall, forgetting that you are the one holding the torch. The true monster isn't the cold world outside. It is the traitor within your own chest, begging to be a victim. Picture this. It is a Tuesday morning. You are standing in a crowded, noisy coffee shop. You are already late. Someone, completely blind to their surroundings, bumps hard into your shoulder. Your hot coffee spills all over your clean shirt. Heat rushes to your face. Your jaw tightens. Your blood pressure spikes. You want to snap. You want to ruin their day just like they ruined yours. But what if, right in that split second of burning rage, you ran the ancient code? You freeze time. You split the world in two. Column 1, your reaction. Column 2, the clumsy stranger and the stained shirt. The spill is column 2. It belongs to the chaotic world. It is already in the past. It is dead to you. You drop it completely, instantly. The anger starves. It has no oxygen. You breathe out. You just saved your entire day from a downward spiral. Now, multiply that single moment. Think about the broken air conditioner in the dead, suffocating heat of summer. Think about the arrogant boss who talks down to you, the ignored text message from someone you care about. The sudden flat tire on a dark road. Every single day, you suffer these tiny, humiliating cuts. You are draining your soul, burning your precious energy, trying to fix the outside world. You are trying to command the ocean to stop waving. It is a delusion. But here is the brutal, unforgiving law of the universe. You cannot pave the entire world with leather so your feet won't get cut, but you can wear shoes. Fixing the macro, the society, the weather, the people, is a fool's game. It is a game designed to break you. Fixing the micro, your own hardened mind, is the only real path to true, untouchable power. I know exactly what your mind is whispering right now. But my reactions are biological, you say. I am human. I can't just turn off being mad. It is an instinct. Listen to me carefully. The rush of adrenaline, the sudden flinch in the dark, the immediate spike of heat in your chest, that fear, that anger is hardwired. The Stoics knew this perfectly well. They called these first involuntary shivers proto-passions. You cannot stop the physical flinch. Your animal brain will always react to the sudden noise. But the second thought, the decision to stay angry, the choice to replay the insult in your head for 5 agonizing hours, that is entirely 100% on you. You feel the biological spike, you watch it happen like a scientist observing a lab rat, and then you flatly refuse to sign the receipt. You build a heavy iron wall between the animal reflex and the human response. This isn't about suppressing your biology. It is about outsmarting it. It is about denying the fire its fuel. Let me manage your expectations with brutal honesty. You will not become a god overnight. You will still slip. Tomorrow, someone will cut you off in traffic, and you will curse. You will still feel the sharp sting of betrayal. The ancient method does not make you a bulletproof cyborg. But here's the secret. You will cut your recovery time from days of bitter, exhausting complaining down to mere seconds of cold, calculating acceptance. The level of control you win back over your own time and energy is staggering. But do not blindly believe a word I say. I do not want your faith. Do not take this as some dusty, outdated cult belief from dead men in togas. I want you to look at the cold, hard data of human survival. We are not talking about useless motivational theories or positive thinking. We are looking at empirical, undeniable evidence of what happens when the human mind stops trying to control the uncontrollable and turns all its savage, focused energy inward. The laboratory for this philosophy was not a quiet classroom, it was the battlefield. Let us look at a modern proving ground. Look at Vice Admiral James Stockdale, shot down out of the sky over Vietnam, tossed into the brutal, rotting hell of the Hanoi Hilton, POW camp for 7 agonizing years. Total darkness, torture, isolation, no guarantee he would ever see his family again. How did he survive when stronger men lost their minds and died of broken hearts? He used Epictetus. He sorted his grim reality into the 2 columns. Column 2, the guards, the iron shackles, the beatings, the release date. He abandoned them. Column 1, his own dignity, his moral code, his response to the pain. He survived hell itself because he mastered the ancient filter. He accepted the brutal facts of his reality, but never surrendered his inner command. This is a tested weapon. It is armor forged in the worst conditions imaginable. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on the face of the earth, leading legions through freezing mud and blood, wrote these words not for an audience, but for himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He ruled the known world. He could have anyone executed with a whisper, yet he knew he only truly ruled himself. Seneca, living under the constant shadow of a mad, murderous emperor, warned us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Over and over, across centuries of human slaughter and chaos, when faced with crippling grief, they dropped column 2. When faced with the absolute terror of death, they dropped column 2. It is a relentless, echoing drumbeat of history's strongest, sharpest minds. If this mental framework worked for soldiers rotting in cages and emperors staring down the collapse of civilization, it will absolutely work for your annoying morning commute. So, how do you actually build this shield? How do you forge this iron in your own head? You stop being a passive, whining victim of circumstance. You must actively preload your mind. The Stoics called it the premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Before you walk out your front door, before you look at your glowing screen, you expect the chaos. You look in the mirror and tell yourself, today I will meet people who are selfish, arrogant, and ungrateful. Plans will break. The world will not care about my feelings, and it owes me absolutely nothing. You put the psychological filter in place before the storm even hits. When you do this, disaster is no longer a surprise. It is just an expected data point. This practice is not a heavy burden. It is a superpower. When the disaster strikes, you don't panic. You just coldly categorize it into column 2, and you drop it. The sheer, overwhelming relief when you finally realize this is not my problem to fix is intoxicating. The massive amounts of energy you used to burn on useless anger is now yours to keep. You become cold fire. Some fools will hear this and think it makes you a passive robot, a doormat who just takes abuse. They are completely wrong. True apathy is weakness. This philosophy is supreme, lethal focus. By completely abandoning the things you cannot change, you become terrifyingly effective at the few things you actually can. You stop swinging wildly at the air. You join the elite, microscopic fraction of human beings who cannot be manipulated, provoked, or broken by external noise. The people at the very top of the pyramid do not throw tantrums. They observe, they categorize, and they act. Think about what ruined your mood last week. Seriously, think about it right now. Was it a delayed train? A rude comment from a faceless stranger on the internet? A cold cup of coffee? Now, look at the trenches of World War I. Look at men sitting waist-deep in freezing, rat-infested mud, deafened by endless artillery fire, watching their friends vanish into the earth, and still finding ways to joke, to share a cigarette, to maintain their unbreakable humanity. Your daily problems are a joke. You have been throwing violent tantrums over paper cuts, while others have smiled through amputations. It is time to feel a constructive, burning shame. Let that shame wake you up from your modern coma. Your life is incredibly easy, your environment is safe, your pain, the deep anxiety that keeps you awake at night, is almost entirely self-inflicted. You are torturing yourself. Look at Epictetus one last time. The man who birthed this very method, he was not a wealthy lord, he was born a slave. His master, a cruel and violent man named Epictetus, in a sudden fit of rage, grabbed Epictetus's leg and began to twist it in a metal torture device. Epictetus looked at his master with completely dead, calm eyes and said, "If you keep twisting, it will break." The master, enraged by this unnatural calm, kept twisting. The bones snapped with a sickening crack. Epictetus did not scream. He did not cry. He did not beg for mercy. He just looked at his master, his face pale but entirely composed, and said, "I told you it would break." He walked with a crippling limp for the rest of his life, but his mind remained untouchable, an absolute fortress that his master could never penetrate. If a man can watch his own bones snap with a calm heart, simply because he knew his physical body belonged to column 2, why on earth are you crying over a bad day at the office?